Hello, my name is Renal Azudakong, and this is my oral final exam for Math 370. The problem I chose to do from our web work assignments was about hypergeometric distributions. This is what the problem reads. So, a 3-person committee is chosen at random from a group of 7 women and 5 men. Find the probability that the committee contains at least one man. So this problem uses a hypergeometric distribution because we are selecting people without replacement from a fixed group. There are 5 women and 7 men, like I mentioned before, which means there's 12 people total. We choose 3 people. We want the probability that the committee contains at least one man. So what I chose to do, instead of adding up the probabilities for 1 man, 2 men, and 3 men, I wanted to use the complement instead. The opposite of at least one man is no men, which means that the 3 people selected are women. So I have this equation: probability of at least one man is equal to 1 minus the probability of no men. The probability of no men is equal to the combination of 7 over 3 divided by 12 over 3. So the 7 comes from the 7 women being selected and no men included for the 3-person committee, and the 12 being the total number of possible committees, including men and women. So this turned out to be 35 over 220. Then I took this fraction and subtracted it from 1. So 1 minus 35 over 220 is equal to 185 divided by 220. The decimal form of that fraction is 0.8409091. So for part of the exam, I was also required to write some R code to find that same solution. So here's my R code on the board, and I'll also show on my computer. So I use the function of d hyper, 1 minus d hyper, and 0, 5, 7, and 3. 0 represents x, which is the number of successes, and in this case, we don't want any men in the group. M is the number of successes in the population, so there's 5 men total, so 5 men goes in for M. And then N is the number of failures, so the number of women in the group, which is why 7 is in that spot. And then K is the number of items sampled, and since we are choosing for a 3-person committee, the sample item size is 3. So when I typed that in, I got the same value over here and over here, so still 0.8409091. And when I move over to my computer to run the code, just to show what I got. Oh gosh. Okay. So same function that I wrote on the board. This is just a random R compiler that I found online and I've been using for a while. So 1 minus d hyper, 0 for the number of men we want, 5 for the total men available, 7 for the women there, and then 3 for the 3-person committee. So I just hit run up here in the corner, and same fraction here as on the board, so 0.8409091 on the board, 0.8409091. as well as for the fraction I got, 0.8409091, which is also equal to 185 over 220. Thank you for watching.